Class 10 students, welcome back. Today we are doing a discussion of CBSE Class 10th English Board Paper 2026. I'm not just going to tell you the answers of the question, I'll also explain why the answers are correct, where students might lose marks and what examiners expect. So let's begin section-wise. Now, hello everyone, I'm Kirti, your English educator from Class Monitor, and let's begin today's class. First of all, we are going to talk about unseen passages. There are two carrying 10 marks each. You can pause the video to read the question and the passage again whenever you want. Like we have discussed before, starting with reading the questions first is very important. Now, our first passage today is all about the history of pancakes, from 30,000-year-old archaeological evidence to modern souffle pancakes in Japan. It covers global variations like French crepes, Russian bellinis and Ethiopian injera, as well as the American version made light with baking powder. Now, let's look at the first set of questions. Question 1. In paragraph 1, what does the phrase "has a surprisingly low and diverse history" mean? Now, you have to focus on the words surprisingly long and diverse history here. You have to make sure that in the answer you mention the time and the different cultures involved. So, you can say it means that pancakes have existed for a very long time and have evolved into many different forms and different cultures across time. So, moving on to the next question, complete the following with the correct option from the two given. The uniqueness of the spongy injera is that it is both a savory and a sweet. It can be used for cooking and also for eating. Now here the right answer is that it can also be used for cooking as well as for eating. If you have read the paragraph properly, you will be easily able to guess the answer, which is clearly written here that it is used both as a plate and a utensil. Now, the third is, how are American pancakes made light and fluffy? When did the American style pancakes gain popularity? Now, if you'll see here, the answer is going to be in paragraph 3, I think. Yeah. So let's move on to paragraph 3. It's clearly mentioned the American version of pancakes, thick and soft, gained popularity in 18th century, and the use of baking powder made them light. So you clearly have to just mention that here, that they gained popularity in the 18th century, and the reason they are light and fluffy is because of the use of baking powder in the batter. Now moving on. The fourth question is, state whether the following statement is true or false. Every culture has adopted the pancake and tempered it with its own ingredients, flavor and taste. Now, if you read the paragraph properly, you'll know how the paragraph is talking about pancakes, the history of it, and how every culture has made its own version of it. Has made its own version. So this statement is absolutely right here. Now moving on to the next question, the writer mentions fermentation process. Based on the information given in the passage, which of the following pancakes are made from the fermentation process? The correct answer here is dosa and appam. The next question, select the option that best explains the phrase about pancakes being a blank canvas. Now, what exactly is a blank canvas? It's a canvas which is blank, and you can be very creative, very imaginative with it. You can use any colors that you want. You can paint anything that you want. So, similarly, the answer for this is going to be, like a painter starts with a blank canvas, a diner can get creative. Now, for the next question, you have to list any 2 points from the passage that support the statement, pancakes are a timeless reminder of how food connects people. Let's go back, and we have to search the answer in paragraph 6. So you also have to make sure of that the sentences that you're writing here should be from paragraph 6. So these are the two sentences here. Despite their many forms, they remain a timeless reminder of how food connects mankind through shared history and shared creativity. Each pancake tells a story of regional identity, food traditions, and a deep love for food that brings people together. Notice how the use of words together connects mankind. I feel like this is clue enough for you to guess the answer. Now moving on, the last question I think is, in the line warm edible hugs that are a perfect comfort on a bleak day, the phrase warm edible hugs refers to. Now if you notice the word warm, it already has an emotional reference here. So, comfort food that provides a sense of emotional security, this is going to be the right answer here. So I hope you have clearly understood this passage now. Now moving on to the next passage, it is about internet reach. It's about internet reach, how it has increased, and what all do we still need to do to make sure that it reaches more people, and especially the gender of women. Let's look at the first question here. What does the term active internet users convey? Now, I feel like a lot of students might have got this answer wrong. The correct answer here is people who use internet actively. Even though these four options, they might seem a little similar, but the correct context given by is from this option, people who use internet actively. Now let's look at the next questions. Select the option that is true for the assertion and reason given below. Assertion is India is home to one of the largest bases of netizens in the world, and the reason here is lack of awareness and a tangible gender gap lie at the heart of the matter. Now even though the assertion and the reason both are true, but it doesn't justify it. It's not the reason for the assertion. So the correct answer here is both the assertion and the reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Now next is identify the word that indicates that internet reach is comparatively low. I hope these little clues here must have made the answers, searching the answers easier for you. Let's move on to paragraph 1. The answer is relatively low. Now the next question here is identify the word that indicates that internet reach is comparatively low. The word comparatively, it shows a kind of comparison happening between two things. And if you will go to paragraph 1, like mentioned in the question, you'll easily be able to guess the answer कि relatively low होगा. Relatively low. Relatively का भी मतलब same ही होता है, which is a comparison. So that is the right answer here. Next is based on the table, which of the following time period illustrates the maximum internet usage? 2017 to 2020, 23 to 25, 20 to 23, 19 to 2022. ये तो बहुत ही easy question था. You just have to go through the table और table से ही आपको पता लग जाता है कि 2023 से 2025 में कितना ज़्यादा increase हुआ है, and that is what the right answer is, 2023 to 25. Now from the passage, identify one reason why there are less internet users among women. Now अगर आप passage पे जाओगे तो आपको दिखेगा कि बहुत सारे reasons दिए गए हैं, but you only have to write one or two reason here, क्योंकि जो question है just carries one mark, right? तो सब reasons नहीं लिखेंगे, we will choose very carefully. One second. Yeah, lack of awareness about the internet in India persists, especially in rural areas among women, driven by digital divide. So this is one reason, which is digital divide. फिर second है infrastructure limitations, a lack of perceived need for the internet, right? So these are the right answers here. आप इनमें से कोई एक या दो भी लिखते तो भी it would have been absolutely right. Now the next is fill in the blank with a suitable word given in brackets. infrastructure limitations impedes or spurs digital adoption. अब लिमिटेशन का तो मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है सबको ही पता होगा. लिमिटेशन का मतलब कि कम करना, राइट? और स्पर का मतलब होता है टू एनकरेज, टू इंसाइट समथिंग. So the correct answer here would be impedes. The next is an increase in the number of connections in urban areas is because of. Again, you can go to the paragraph and you can easily guess the answer. One second. Higher density of population. बहुत clearly answer लिखा गया है. So you can easily write the answer from there. And make sure कि जो आप आंसर आपने लिखा हो, it should echo the question. You will write an increase in the number of connections in urban areas is because of. आपको पूरा sentence लिखना है, not just higher density of population. The next is which are the two ways to bridge the gap of digital unawareness, which is targeted awareness campaigns, digital literacy programs. Both these things are the ways in which you can bridge the gap of digital unawareness. Now, the last is, in the context of the last paragraph, how does the author justify the statement, Indians have welcomed digital living with open arms? If you'll notice carefully in the paragraph, a lot of times it has been mentioned that home to one of the largest bases of netizens in the world, India is abuzz with internet activities being carried out every moment of every day, from information and research to shopping and entertainment to living in smart homes. Indians have welcomed digital living with open arms. Now, one thing you have to take care of, instead of repeating this entire paragraph, ये पूरा paragraph नहीं लिखना था आपको बस यही same चीज़ एक या दो sentences में sum up करनी थी. So I hope you must have done that because the passages were quite easy. Now moving on to the grammar section. Now for section B, you need to complete 10 out of 12 tasks. Make sure that there was internal choice here, तो आपको 12 के 12 questions attempt नहीं करने थे. Question 1, the answer is have not eaten, because whenever you're talking about an action which started in the past and it continued to the present, you will use present perfect tense for it. Now the second question is, you have to identify the error here. To identifying your goal is the biggest step in your success history. Now the wrong word here is identifying. It should be identify, because जब आप to के साथ infinitive use करते हो, the base form of the verb, it remains the same. The next is, Yamini asked her friend Shifa, would you like to come for my birthday party tomorrow? You have to report Yamini's questions correctly. So the correct answer here would have been, Yamini asked Shifa if or whether she would like to come to her birthday party the next day. Okay, so you have to change tomorrow to the next day. And for the question, you can either use if or whether, and you have to change the pronouns also which are given in the question. Now fill in the blank by choosing the correct option to complete a newspaper clipping. The verdict is yet to come since the member of the jury divided in their opinion. Now, if you look here, बहुत लोगों ने is किया होगा jury को देख के कि collective noun है तो answer is होना चाहिए, but is absolutely wrong, because हम collective noun के बारे में नहीं बात कर रहे हैं. We are talking about the separate members of the jury, the members of the jury. So the answer would be are here, are divided in their opinion. Now the next question is, read Somel's request to his mother, can you teach me to swim? You have to report Somel's request by completing the following sentence correctly. Somel asked his mother if she would teach him to swim. That would have been the right answer here. Now moving on, identify and correct the error in the given line taken from a critical review of a recently staged play. As an actor, Ravi Raj is superior than any other contemporary actor. First of all, the then here is absolutely wrong. Then जो use किया है word वही गलत है. But second of all, हमें हमेशा क्या याद रखना है कि हम जब भी superior word use कर रहे हैं, तो we have to use to with it. Superior 2. And that would have been the right answer here. Now the next question is, complete the given line from rules and regulations section of a school diary. Minimum 75% attendance is dash to appear for the final examinations. This is a very easy question. The answer is mandatory and I hope sabne ekdam sahi answer ko tick kiya hoga. Now the next question is, detect the error and supply the correction for the given newspaper report on a proposal by a member of advisory board. After the meeting, it was obvious that most stakeholders would not support dash proposals. सबसे पहले तो आप proposals ही देख लो. Word plural है, right? तो ये this, that, the तो हम नहीं ही use करेंगे. It's plural. तो we are going to use these proposals, and that would have been the right answer here. Now, the last question from the grammar section is, report the dialogue between a flight attendant and a passenger by filling in the blank. The attendant says, did you have your dinner, sir? Passenger, yes, thank you. The flight attendant asked the passenger, you can use if or you can use whether he had his dinner. The passenger replied in affirmation and thanked him. And that was the right answer here, if whether he had his dinner. So I hope the grammar section is clear. आपको समझ में आ गया है कि किस question का क्या सही answer है. Now you can quickly check your answers and see how much you are scoring in your unseen passages reading skills part and the grammar part. Now if you like this video, share it with your friends who can also check their answers and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. Thank you. Class 9th to 12th students, this is your chance. Get a free personalized English demo session designed to boost marks and confidence. Tap the link in the description given below, select your grade, fill in your number and secure your spot today.